Well, welcome to the Sunday System Check. We are here to give you some market analysis, kind of looking at what week is going to look like for different kind of stuff like news and just where we're at in the market. And then we'll jump into opening up our automation and getting stuff started, maybe set something up. I have some analysis that I've been doing that I want to kind of go over. But how you doing today, Alfredo and Brad?
I'm all good, my man. Ready to roll. Excited to see what all these all-time highs are saying for open. It's been a bit mental the last couple of weeks. How high can it go?
Yeah.
How you doing,
Brad's still in his mansion with his pool in the background.
I am. I wish it looked that nice here. It's about to storm here again, so hoping I keep power the whole stream, but we'll see.
Yeah, we've had some lovely weather this weekend, and then as soon as you get in the car to drive home from the big smokes, went to see some family this weekend. It just started caking it down. It was crazy.
Yeah,
we've got some stuff going on. Yeah. Well, welcome everyone. Anyway, we've got a lot going on next week.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, why not? I keep not sharing my screen, don't I? Bear with me. Actually, I'll share my screen in a second. So yeah, we've got a lot going on next week in terms of macro. Looks like we're seeing a slow stop to what's going on in the Middle East. They've had some more back and forth, the peace talks and stuff like that, and that's why we've seen a dip in oil. We've got OPEC next week, so we'll see what goes on there. But hopefully the region will, stabilize a little bit. Oil's been taking a beat, and as I just said, from the recent highs, likely to return to lesser levels soon. So I'm still waiting to see my my petrol station, or a gas station as you guys call it, stop charging me the heaven and earth. But it might be a little while from the logistical point of view to sort of trickle down so it comes to the consumer, but we'll see. But definitely the Hormuz logistical side will definitely be a wild card for a little while. So we've got CPI next week. Everyone loves a good CPI day. I personally will be turned off of my automation. I might do some YOLOs on my evaluations. I don't know if you two do that. Do you ever do a CPI YOLO?
No, I've never done a CPI YOLO.
Something for us to do at some point then.
Yeah, you gotta show me. I'm always like, this is just me. I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather just YOLO on like something on one of my algos and just be like, all right, let me just go max size on like a 1-to-1 ratio trade, and it's either going to go one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, one person who is real good at YOLOing on the CPI, who taught me how to do it, is one of our, hopefully, people that might be coming in on a broadcast soon. A guy, a trader called Banksy. He's got some really good strategies for CPI day. I'll talk to you about that another time. So CPI being the focal point, the week coming. Of course, the geopolitics will add some risk in the markets. So do be careful with your sizing, but expect a lot of elevated volatility around CPI. It is good if you know what you're doing, but you just don't want to be caught in a big drawdown. And for the life of me, I have been caught in some algorithmic trades on CPI, and specifically CPI and a lot of FOMC and stuff like that, the ones that you are actually allowed to use on those big red folder tier 1 news events. And the sways and the moves are just not nice to be in. It's definitely not nice to watch, and it can blow through your stop losses. So be careful. So news monitoring, be careful. Watch on that. Monday we've got technically I would class this still as a no news Monday. We do have a couple little orange folder or yellow folder, whatever you want to call them, on Monday. The biggest one is home sales. That's coming in. CPI on Tuesday. As I said, I'll be off at least an hour pre and post data release. We got PPI on Wednesday, OPEC monthly report on Wednesday as well. Retail sales and unemployment claims on Thursday. Friday, industrial production data, but it's not massive. But do keep an eye on it. Sometimes it can have some issues going on. Earnings reports. What we got? Monday, hims and hers. Constellation Energy, Circle Internet. Tuesday, JD.com, Under Armour, Vodafone. Wednesday, Cisco, Alibaba, Siemens, and Merck. That's about it, really. But keep an eye out seriously, do keep an eye out on the news at the moment. It's all over the shop. It's all over the shop. But let's go through, and I will share now. So this, can you see me now?
Yep, we got you. Oh, I turned you off by accident. I thought you must have turned me on, and I turned you off.
I have enough trouble as it is, David. Please. So this is my new little chart that I'm messing around with again. As you can see, on Friday it was a bit crazy. We've been. I mean, where are we now? We're almost at 29,400. I never thought that we were going to go this way on the NQ, at least anyway. But we've seen some just a constant up. I mean, when was the last time we saw this sort of stuff going on, boys? It's crazy.
Yeah, basically every Sunday before open, I'm like, we have to go down. We can't keep going up, and then we just keep going up.
It will go up. It will go up, but it's going to continue to go up, I think, for a little while, at least till Tuesday. Tuesday might be the catalyst. I won't say it definitely will. Never in a scoring years, because I'm a firm believer that you trade what you've got in front of you. But you know, it is what it is at the moment. There's not a lot to trade off of. Unless you just buy early and do what Brad does and gets one trade in early on that one. But
I'm actually kind of wondering, 30,000 seems like a big number.
It is a big mental number, isn't it? It's a big psychological.
And you wonder, are we going to get there? But then also sometimes, if a lot of people are looking at that, what's the phrase that it ends up being like a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like everybody thinks it's going to go there, so it will go there. But then what'll happen is you'll have a bunch of people with sell orders at 30,000 thinking it's going to touch it and dump, and then that'll just push it even higher.
Exactly. Or you'll get one big institutional grade trade that's going to absolutely ruin everyone just beforehand, and then a couple days later it will spike.
Yeah. So everybody will, or one big one, like you said, at like 29,950 or something, it'll just dump everything, and then you got to wait another week for it to hit it. But
I mean, I can see that happening. I can really see that happening. I mean, this is in its core manipulation, but manipulation, and not necessarily in an illegal sense. We'd never accuse anyone in trading of doing anything illegal, but you've got to be really wary about what you're trading, and you've got to be really, really wary of where this is going. The 30,000 on the NQ is a real big psychological number. It's a real big one for everyone. So as Brad just very, very wisely said, keep an eye out, especially if we do get close to it, that there will be a big dump, because that's a common thing that will happen as soon as we got there. I mean, it happened.
Oh yeah, all the perma bears are going to be short right there. So
yeah. So be careful over there. ES again. ES was the same. Where were we? ES is over that 7,500 mark. I mean, I never thought we'd go there again. Well, not again, but get close to there. It's just been a constant stream up. But I can see getting around that mark. We're getting there now. That's another psychological barrier at the 7,500. Normally they go in tandem, but you never know. But we'll see what happens, boys and girls. As I said a second ago, you trade what's in front of you. Be reactive, even when you're automated, even when you're in automation. I say even when we're in automation, we're an automated platform. When we're automated, you've just got to keep an eye out what's going on at the time. Keep an eye on the news, especially when we're getting close to these real psychological barriers and psychological levels. It is a minefield when we're this far up at the moment. So just keep your eyes peeled. All right.
Yeah.
Do we want to go over anything what we're running next week, or?
Yeah, I'm going to open up my stuff and get some stuff running. Let's see. I think I already opened up my ClearEdge VPS, so I'll open up my host line.
Oh, so our VPSs are available, I think, next weekend, are they not?
I think earlier.
I think he said Nara said he's hoping to open it up to like a group of 25, maybe midweek. I don't know how it's being determined who those 25 are. I don't remember if he said, or I've just probably forgotten. And then maybe next weekend open it up to everybody, assuming that just kind of first, I don't want to say beta test because we've been testing it, but that first batch gets onboarded and everything looks good. So
Okay. I'll pull mine off. There you go.
Alrighty.
So yeah, all of the lucky people that are going to get in the beta test, quick, send me. I'll send you my PayPal. I'll give you one.
I have a tech question for you, Brad, that you might know an answer to. So these shortcuts, like when I re-downloaded the new version, this was back before they had like the update. Does this shortcut, both these shortcuts go to the same newest version, or would the old one that was preloaded on Hostline not go to the right one?
The old one might be going to the old, if it's Hostline WAP version, probably. I always delete the old one off if I reinstall a new one.
Yeah,
so I don't even try it, but
all right, I'll delete it. But it never went to the WAP one when I got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. I heard people have that issue, but
is that your BPS button? Is that what you're saying? Update?
My shortcut, yeah, my shortcut on my thing.
Mine automatically go to the Windows thing, but I'm on Mac.
Oh,
the Windows app.
Well, you're doing I think this is one he's still running through Hostline. This isn't his ClearEdge. He has another ClearEdge one that he's been testing on and stuff, but
yeah, here's my ClearEdge one. It's running awesome, man. I look at the speed of that. Oh my goodness. I'm so tired of Hostline where it's like I move my mouse up and the thing just takes a freaking century to like
precog. I tell you what, it's been running even better with your Cypher results, boys.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, Cypher was on an absolute lifetime run.
Oh my,
yeah. It had the game of its life last week.
You weren't around for like when we were all running. So I had created these like, so there's basically this algo that is meant for reversion.
Yeah.
And I was getting so tired of getting beat up on it. I was like, I had purchased the Algo Pro stuff like a while back. It was super cheap, and I was just like, whatever. The tools are like okay, they kind of work some of them. And I got into the Algo or the Quantex one, and I was like trading it, trying to get these like reversals to work. And I got it was just like beating my head with a stick. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I keep losing. I'm gonna trade it in reverse. So I actually like manually went in and changed settings until I made it just the absolute crappiest it could possibly be. And then I set up my alerts in reverse. Well, Brad taught me how to set up an indicator with setting it up for automation. So I traded everything in reverse, and it just started to take off. And then like, all these guys started coming into the room, like this other Discord, and then we all started trading it together. Smooth, that's when I met Smooth, and Smooth and I were like running a full mini on this thing, and you would have like a loss maybe every like 10 trades. You'd be like 10 winners, 1 loss, 10 winners, 1 loss. It was just it was nuts, man. We were making so much money. So it was it was the Cypher is now making me remember those times because it's just
no, don't do that. I said please don't do the jinxing of this. I want it to carry on.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. It's only a 1.2 profit factor over. So like this is not some flashy strategy. It's a strategy that runs hot, and then it's gonna have times where it's kind of flat or where maybe it goes into a little bit of drawdown. But that's so normal for a strategy. Like you look at some of the stuff that gets put out, and it's just so great, so amazing that it's like your brain starts thinking about like how much money you can make.
Yeah.
But you don't actually see the viability down the road to where like you don't realize that you're not going to get those results. Yeah. So that's what I love about Cypher. It's like so far over this last month, it's been what it said. It's actually been better than what it said. I would much rather have something be better than what it said.
Yeah, for real.
So it's
and that's it. That's one big lesson for everyone to take in as well. I'm sorry again. Apologies for talking over you.
Oh, you're good.
is that when you start getting these consistent wins, all right, with a new shiny algo, everyone loves a new shiny algo, all right. Everyone loves a new optimization. Everyone loves a new variation of something that's coming out that's working right now. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work forever, but two things you need to learn from this: when it starts winning, don't keep adding contracts. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you keep adding contracts and the winning streak goes and you've only got a certain amount of drawdown on your account, it's kaput. All right. And the other thing to learn is being able to recognize the market conditions where it's excelled in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because actually understanding where these algorithms have their edge and where they are not just having an edge, but are absolutely smashing something out of it, that's when to unleash the Kraken. Do you know what I mean? So when you've got periods of chop, you want one that's gonna not have loads and loads and loads of trades like we had. I talk about every week when we ended up having those 80 points up and downs for like 2 weeks at New York Open. You want something that's going to manage that chop. When you've got a nice run of trend, you want something like Cypher that is going to milk it for everything it's worth.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. And then the nice thing is if you have if you have enough history on something, like how it kind of performs during the times where it's not as good too. So I mean, there is like if you want to be an active discretionary automated trader, like switching up, I've done that to where like I switch up a lot. I think I've gotten to the point where now I'd rather just have something that does okay or flat or maybe a little red during the times where it's not golden, and then kind of ride into the good times with good size. But like at the same time, both ways can be viable. So I by the way, I just opened up my Rhythmic Bullnux account. I have like 9 accounts here. So most of them.
Bullinox was having some trouble earlier. Is it working all right now?
Yeah, it just opened up for me. What kind of size are you running with Cypher on that? I was gonna put some VWAP stuff on here. I don't know. I didn't run my typical. I've been so busy with other projects on Claude, and it's like you can only run so much. Like I have to do back-to-back things with it. So
on those Bullinox that I was running last week. So just for everyone's reference, I passed 5 Bullinox 50Ks on 6 MNQ on Cypher in I think it was 7 trading. When did you pass it to me? When you left? 8 trading days, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's like
6 MNQ, 3,800. I blew through the PT by $800 without even knowing it. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually this is the main one, and we can kind of talk through. This would be a good one to kind of talk through. So it's a pretty standard. A lot of people are going to buy this, and especially people that use Apex. I bought the trailing drawdowns. They were about $20 a piece, and I bought the 50K account. So it's $2,500 of drawdown that intraday trails. And what's your thought process on when you have those accounts? What are you thinking when you're like, what do I want to put on this? What kind of size do I want to put on this? What's kind of going through your guys' head?
Yeah, go on, Brad. Sorry, mate.
What are you talking about? Running something specific or just in general?
I think risk profile.
Yeah, I mean, so these are just junk accounts to me. So I bought a bunch of them and was like, whatever. They're $20 renewals every month, and I've blown through a ton of them. But
I guess the problem or the challenge with Apex now is you have to pass it in 30 days, right? So
this is Bullinox.
Oh, Bullinox. Yeah, so it really depends on what you are running. I mean, I know there's a couple of ways that we've all talked about it. Either you can look at, okay, how much is a loss normally? Is it, if you're trading 1 micro, is it $50? Is it $100? Whatever it ends up being. And then if you know the stats of that, say, okay, well, I'm going to size so I can have 10 losses before it blows an account. And if you know statistically that's, doesn't normally happen, then you should be good. Or you can just look at the total drawdown and try to Kind of what I did for Cypher last week is on one NQ, it has a like $9,000 drawdown.
Hmm.
So I went to 5 MNQ because that should be me sizing based on its performance, assuming that it's not going to have worse performance than it has in the past. Now, granted, I have a little bit of buffer because I made $5,100 on it last week, and I had 300 the prior week from something else. So I have $5,400 in buffer now. So I could technically size up another, which I'm sitting here trying to decide what I'm going to do, if I'm going to add another contract or two on it. But to your point a while ago, Alfredo, it had such a good week last week. It may have a rough couple of days this week, and if I size up, then I may blow the account. So
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do when you've got that nice buffer sitting there waiting for you to draw out as well. I've done that before. It's painful. Yeah, I normally mess around with the risk according to the TV backtest. So
Yeah.
the most drawdown that I'm expecting on one MNQ is what? It was 8K, wasn't it, on the NQ? 8. So just divide by 10. So I associate that with how much I've got in the account. And then I'll normally double it on an eval. So if I've got a good run, again, I'm a firm believer that these evals are supposed to be wrecked. I will YOLO an eval, especially if I've got something that's going quite well at the moment. So the normal amount of risk that you would associate with a 50K is $2,000 or 2.5K. You know, you've got 800 on one micro according to the divide by 10. You know, just you've got 2 or 3 micros max. I went to 6 because I was just going to YOLO it, and it worked out in my favor that week. It won't always work out in your favor. You know, it won't always work out in your favor. But when you're paying these, I think these Bullinox cost me $9.
Yeah, no, they're super cheap.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Can you even buy a coffee for $9 anymore?
No.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not going to miss $9. So you can buy 20 Bullinox or 10 Bullinox at one time. I turn that on. I put my automation on. I whack it on. I'll check it out at the end of the day. It was green every single day, you know, and I was happy with that. But when you've got accounts that cost a little bit more, you know, when we're going for one of our diversification strategies, like we were talking about on Friday, with 150K or a 300K Blue Sky or a Lucid, which cost $250 plus. You know, yes, I would be a lot more conservative with my sizing. But it just depends on what kind of Deegan you are feeling that day and what side of the bed you woke up on.
Yep. Can you guys still see my screen?
We can.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is what I would do is I'm going to give the XLS. So if you see, let me try to move I'm not working.
I'm going to steal your background.
Can you see my chart?
Yeah, we got your chart up.
All right. So this is the VWAP strategy that's out for everybody right now. So what I did,
you've just released, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
I download. This is about 2 years of data. So this is 2 years. I would go download data as XLSX, and then it shows up in your downloads. And then I bring it over to the project that I have set up in AI, which has all the prop firms. So I just specifically asked it. I said, give me an SC chart, which is just short for like a strategy chart. And
you're getting all technical and shiznit. I love it.
Yeah. So, or actually, it's not. I forget what I told AI. I'm like, hey, because I didn't want to write it out, and now I can't remember what the acronym's for SC. But like I told AI, like anytime I say SC chart, this is what I mean, and then I haven't come back actually. But
probably means standard chart or something. So you're saying standard chart.
Yeah. I forget. I'll ask it what it means. Yeah.
Can you please tell me what the method to my madness is, please, Claude?
Yeah. What was the process of naming this? short thing to. But I specifically said my 50K trailing drawdown bull and execute. So I already have that in folders, so it's already there. It's going to work through that. It takes 5 to 10 minutes sometimes to run through the scenarios, and then it's going to run like all the different micro sizes. So I don't have it running minis, so it's going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until it hits. I say do not allow a full stop out to be more than what the max drawdown is. So it has to at least survive one trade.
So what we're doing right now, we're running scenarios on the best way to pass. Yeah.
Yeah, just optimal sizing for these accounts.
Well, and Alfredo, not necessarily the best to pass, just the best to, I guess, give you a chance to pass, get a payout, take out money. So you may blow 5 out of 6 accounts, but that 6th account might get you to 2 payouts, so you end up taking home money from it.
Got you.
Yeah, I mean, look at this on top one. I'm looking at running one of these cipher strategies, some settings I just made. So I'm having it go on a top one account because they're cheap. And here's my eval pass rate, 32%. So I mean, that's over 9 years. So over 9 years, the data shows that it's passing about 32% of the time. So about 1 in every 3 evals I'm going to pass. So I'm going to have some resilience on these things blowing, because I mean, that can hit somebody, especially if you're buying Lucid accounts where they're however much per purchase. They're hundreds of dollars sometimes.
So these scenarios are running with the intention of blowing however many accounts it takes to get to enough profit to warrant blowing them and to take out a substantial amount of money as well.
Exactly.
So for the viewers, it is fine to blow accounts. It's fine to blow accounts. Stuff the accounts. It's all about the payouts. And it doesn't matter if you're blowing 1 in 3, as long as you get to a point where you're paying 1 for the accounts and paying for, your McDonald's and your coffees that are more than $9. I can't believe that.
So here we go. It gave me my optimal size is 6 with the VWAP strategy. So I would run 6 micros MNQ. This is my baseline, and then this is my average MC, which stands for Monte Carlo. Do you know what a Monte Carlo is? You guys know? I know. Yeah. So that's basically a shuffling of the trades to look at the different ordering of how stuff might go. So if you might blow more and be top heavy like in the month or something like that, it'll kind of shuffle that around. So right here, the worst Monte Carlo actually equals $0 every time. So I'll extract nothing. But look at these fees the fees are almost nothing. So they're so cheap with these accounts that it's almost like worth it. But for a year, $8,442, I have 9 accounts. So I'm going to run them all on this 6 because that's what I recommended. It's about an 80% pass rate, which is actually really high. Mm-hmm. That's actually higher than a lot of the things I've seen. But also take into account AI is going to have a really hard time with those intraday trailing drawdowns. So that's why I never typically have. They're like test accounts for me. I don't ever look at them as like something that I want to extract money out of or like really be a major contributing factor for what I'm doing. So they're mainly just cheap, and I like to throw random stuff on them. But let's say I can run all 9 of my accounts at this 6 size and 8,000 times 9. I mean, that's not bad money if it's the baseline on what the Monte Carlo before the Monte Carlo shuffle. The average is 407, so $407 times 9. That's a pretty bad Monte Carlo shuffle, to be honest. I'm gonna run this on 6 contracts, and we'll see how it goes. It's actually the average MC of the 3 is actually better than the optimal size. So, actually, I'm going to run it on 3. So I'll throw these on 3.
Well, according to the risk on TV, 3 was the best as well. According to how much drawdown there was on the TradingView chart, it was about that as well. So it's around about similar. But this is interesting seeing the data like this.
Yeah, and that's why the Monte Carlo shuffle is so important, because that's going to show how resilient if that drawdown that you see on TV was actually a realistic drawdown. So what this is telling me right here is it wasn't. So it's basically saying that was a lucky sequencing, because the average MC Monte Carlo is less than that. Doesn't mean it can't happen again, but it would be considered lucky as far as Monte Carlo shuffles are considered or would work.
We all know and love TradingView backtesting. So
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. You just never, until you run your Monte Carlo, you don't really know for sure. So you can't really say something's good or bad based on the drawdown and the P&L alone. Like you have to have more information to be able to use that as a good statistic. But
so just to run a similar data set for this for anyone that's doing it, what period of time are you advising people to get that data out of TradingView to run this?
What timeline? Like how long should you run that size?
So you're talking about 3 months? No, to actually like run some data like this themselves. If anyone wanted to do a Monte Carlo or to figure out what.
Are you talking about against the backtest results?
The trades, yeah, the backtest.
Oh, that's easy. Just download this XLS and just ask AI to do a Monte Carlo on it.
Well, I think he's saying, do you like? I wouldn't do this against like a 1 month or even 3 month. I think most of the things we've looked at this for are on at least a year.
Yeah, so about 12 months, you reckon?
Okay. Yeah, at a minimum. Yep. But the thing is you want to have a backtest.
Sorry, buddy. I think there's a delay in the thing. Please continue.
I was just going to say, you just want to make sure. I mean, if you've optimized something on 3 months worth of data and you put it on a year chart and that looks terrible, obviously don't use a year chart, right? But most of the things we've been looking at are a year plus backtest.
Yeah.
So that way you have at least a decent looking equity curve on the backtest. But as long as you have a decent looking equity curve, I think just what David's showing, it lets you know that, okay, with Monte Carlo, it still should have held up. And then if you're wanting to, again, assuming you have the money to buy the accounts, you're wanting to find out the best size to help you get to a payout and be positive at the end of it, then that's the kind of data that it's giving you for it.
Cool. I'm glad I joined today. It's been a little lesson in data analysis for myself as well and for the viewers. I've always been worried about the back testing data with TradingView because everyone moans that it degrades, doesn't it? And it's not always accurate. But you know, when you're running numbers like this and you guys are actually still finding edges, you know, with Cypher spoke for itself last week. You know, the proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
Cool. Well, let us know how that goes, man. I want to see we're talking about doing a journey to profit. I think this is the perfect one to roll with.
Yeah, well, and not these Bolognux accounts, but yeah, I'm doing it heavy with the let's see. So this one I have a Lucid funded account that's on life support. So I'm not actually I was actually planning on manual trading a little bit on that. Is that 156 left of drawdown? And then
in a trade already. Did I just hear a ping?
Yeah, for somebody.
Actually, that's on one of my Bolognux accounts. Let's see it.
We're open.
Where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's down $13. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those are actually settings I lost. So I literally just have an alert for it. So I have no idea what's going on.
You can't find the chart. We were talking about this already.
No, it's literally just an alert.
You just got to go through your whole history and look for the clock, bro.
But I know it's pretty good, man. It's like it had like a $600 day on Friday. It crushed it.
We were talking about a drop on coming up, boys and girls. We've just opened with a big red on the MNQ, on the NQ even. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
I might even have a little pop. So
yeah,
what are we running going in the week then?
What's up? What do we got?
What are you going to be running apart from obviously Cypher and VWAP?
Yeah, Cypher, VWAP. I have Quanix on something just to run it side by side with Cypher.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to get some of those ones. What's it called? Is it called Ghost X or something? I don't know.
Ghost X, yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen that, Ghost X is a really interesting one. It's basically just run off of AKs and Florida Man's levels. So all you do is you look on their Discord on a nightly basis. They will post their buy levels and their sell levels. Obviously, it won't necessarily hit both, but once you breach a certain point on their chart, you pre-enter these levels into Ghost X, and it will trade autonomously for you. You know, it's basically a strategy, but it's updated every single night for Asia, and they would post some settings as well for New York. That they're snoring away through London, so don't expect any through London. But it's just preset levels, and that's based off of AK and Florida Man's crazy workings, and historically they are very good. So I do thoroughly recommend having a look at that. We were talking about getting them on the marketplace at some point, weren't we?
Yeah. But my main thing right now is testing my thesis with big size. So I'm running 11 contracts on this 150K Pro account with Lucid and testing this thesis on Cypher. So the optimal size was 11 contracts. So it was averaging, I think, 9 trades to pass, roughly.
9 trades.
9 trades when it does pass. And it was like a 30 or 40% pass rate. So I'll blow through some, but
for anyone that's blowing through accounts at the moment, Traderfy is doing a really good little deal where if you buy 5 accounts at the moment, you get 30% off, I think it is, or even more if you buy 5 in a whack, and they don't have a limit on how many evals you can have. So it works out that they're like about $50 and no pass fee. So, you know, I'm a firm believer of the tiny little accounts, but that's just me. Tiny little risk, you know, fingers crossed a 1 or a 2 day pass, and just blow through 2 or 3 of them, you know. But everyone to their own.
You're talking about manual,
and also, you know, I like a YOLO. I YOLO'd with your Cypher.
Yeah, I'll buy small accounts if I'm looking just to test something.
Yeah.
But like I don't touch them if I'm thinking like extraction, because like I need that extra room so I can put bigger size on and truly get some money out of the accounts. So yeah, that's and mainly I'm just going off of what the data is saying. So I mean, I don't really care if it told me to use a 25K account. Like I would use a 25K account.
So your AI model tells you what size account to use as well.
Yeah, when I run the full sim for it, it has all the prop firms that I've manually entered into files. So all the rules from the FAQ on the websites, and it will run through all of the different accounts, and it will tell me the optimal size and what account I should use for that specific strategy.
You need to sell that as a trader's tool.
Yeah. Right now, man, I'm just hoping it's going to help some guys out in the Clear Edge community.
It really will.
Consistent results and just be more data driven in what we're doing.
Yeah. That's essentially what we're doing, though, isn't it? You've said, I've heard you say that many a time, is that you're trying to take the emotions out of it. We're automated trading, so we should be using these sorts of things to decide how best to do it, you know, and to actually come to fruition. So you're essentially just going one step further, aren't you, with this? It's a great idea.
Yeah. And this is like one of the PDFs I made for a Cypher Lucid account. But like I'll make these PDFs with like all the prop firms, and it'll go through like all 50, or I think I have like 15 prop firms on there, and then it will go through all the accounts, and it'll like get rid of like because I think there's over 50 accounts on there to go through or more. And then it'll kind of go through, get rid of some of them that just aren't even viable, and then just show you kind of the ones that you should use. And then it'll give you like on the main ones, it'll give you like a conservative pick, like a mid zone, like a near optimal, just like an untested upside, like theoretical, like, hey, this is what could really pull some money for you if you use this size.
Vector just took a short on the CL.
Yeah, I saw that. My alert pinged. You know, Nara hates it. My pings. I don't know if you guys heard them, but it was like
Yeah.
the little ping drives him nuts. So
we had an interview. I had an interview the other day with one of the founders of ClearEdge. He'll be hopefully on our videos and our socials soon. And it was Gov. Gov is, I can't believe how busy Gov is. You should have heard his Discord going to start with. Ping, 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 ping. He's a popular man.
Yeah.
We've got some cool stuff coming up for you soon. We've got some interviews coming. The guys from Kyros, the Greek gods, they're going to join me hopefully next week. If you guys have time, we're going to talk about a little bit into some depth into some of your bits and bobs. We had one with our new Himalayan NMS. Really nice chap. I hope you guys will enjoy that one. I think we're going to try and get one set up with Luke and everyone else at some point, so we can get into and learn a little bit about everyone who's got stuff available on the marketplace. I think it's important.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, hey, that gold trade is up $65. So
you're in. Who are you trading gold with?
The Kairos VWAP gold
yeah.
settings. They're on an older version of the code, so it's not anything that we have for the one that's released, but I wouldn't have the settings anyways, so
is this the one you lost?
Yeah.
I love that. You're a man after my own heart, mate. I'm fighting so guilty of that same thing all the time.
Yeah, I've had to have AI like organize my brain for me, so that way it stays a little bit more on track. It actually, like, you can have it like organize your files on your computer. So because my files,
did you do that?
If you look at my files, like I have like duplicates of like 100 things because I forget that I already made a file for it. So I have like 3 ClearEdge files, like 5 different tax files. Like,
your accountant loves you.
Yeah, every tax season I have to go through. I'm like, crap! I already like made a file. Next year I'll probably make another file.
Yeah. Or the worst one is when you go to call it the what you think is an original idea, the file name, and then you realize that you've actually called it this before, and then you realize you've already done this before. Brad never does that. Brad's smarter than us.
Brad is not that way.
I was talking to somebody the other day about something, and it was like that, a file that I'm like, I don't remember creating this file, but maybe I did because it's saved on my computer. And I said, that was 3 months ago. I don't even remember what I did last week, much less 3 months ago. So
yeah. Actually, like, it's funny that we're talking about this. I'm actually, while we're sitting here, I'm trying to remember if I already made a signal for this VWAP strategy. I'm like,
look at your signals, man.
I'm looking through them, and I'm like, well, there's like a ton of VWAP things, but I have no freaking clue on whether or not I made one.
You know what, mate? Just get another load of Bullinox and let's test all those bad boys out.
I'm gonna have to make a new one and just do a new signal. So I'll do that on stream. So let's see. Go ahead and go to the top, press new signal. This isn't actually even really necessary now that they pushed out the new update where it like,
we haven't spoken about that, have we?
It makes you do certain things. I'm gonna say Kairos.
So just for everyone's reference, if you haven't already seen, if you are starting up a new on the software, new afresh, there's a new, what are we calling it? A help me. Was it or a help agent?
Yeah, I don't know, guided setup or a
guided setup. Basically, it tells you exactly how to do it, and you can't get it wrong that way. I wish I had it when I started.
Yeah, no, it would make it simple.
It's nice and simple. It's nice and simple. We like simple. So it will tell you how to connect your brokers, create your signals. Does it show you how to do broadcasts, or is that a separate video?
Probably a separate one that
Yeah, I know there's a separate video. I don't remember if that's in guided setup or not.
Cool. So if anyone's looking for broadcasts, have a look at our videos. There should be something out there. If not, just put in a ticket and we'll help you out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna get this stuff set up. I created the signal. Now I gotta find it in my list of signals. What did I call it? I can't remember what I just called it.
Call it new one. This one. A plus 1 1.
Oh yeah, I've done that. Oh, right here. I named it Brad's published version of VWAP, so it would be easy. Size 3. All right. So I got one set up. Yeah, I don't even. Yep. What are you running this week, Alfredo?
Oh, do you know what? After our conversation on Friday, I'm back on the Ninja hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Again, I'm a bit like what you said, and I like to dot around. I know you shouldn't. You shouldn't really, dot around and try different things and change up strategies all the time. But I find myself doing it as soon as I start seeing good back tests. Every now and again, I am a naughty little sausage. But Ninja MES, it's been ripping again, isn't it?
I have not been looking at that honestly, but it tends to do that. It starts to crush it, especially when those reversals really come into play.
Yeah. So I mean, I was amazed when I first downloaded this. I had it on I had it on 2 MES. The drawdown on it is unreal. It was $650 drawdown on 1 micro. So I'd happily run that even on a 25k account with 2 MNQ or 2 MES or whichever one I'm running. But the drawdown on Ninja is impressive. It really is. Yeah. Vector I'm running still on oil. I'm gonna give that a little while to play around, to give it some time to recover. We had a few losses in a row on Thursday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but it's done such good money the last few weeks. It needs to just allow itself to recover, I think.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be running Cypher because why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And I'm going to give VWAP another go. You gave me some settings for VWAP. Are you still running those same ones, or?
I'm not sure, man.
I just got stopped out.
Yeah.
It happens.
What'd you get stopped out on?
I was expecting a little reversal on that red candle, and we're blowing down now. We're looking at S4 on the 2 hour. On MNQ, I just had a little two micro bet on the on this one here. So on that, I don't know. I showed you briefly that my new fair value gap manual chart.
Yes, yeah.
And if I had listened to it and done what it told me to do, I would be in profit right now. But I didn't, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that taught me. What have you got on at the moment then, Brad? Are you going to dial in next week, or are you taking it easy, conservative on CPI?
I still have this account for Cypher. Other than $300 Friday a week ago, which I don't remember what I traded. This account is basically going to be all Cypher. I know you and I talked about it last Sunday that I had started it on 5 MNQ. So I'm about 3,700 away from passing 150K. So
nice.
Even though I don't expect it all in one day, I just set my daily profit target to lock me out if it hits it. So each day I'll adjust it to wherever it needs to be.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing is that it doesn't have to have a great week like it did last week. If it performs, 3/4 of that, then I'll pass the account. But just to try and see if, with these settings, if it can pass it. And I've actually been looking at optimizing a couple of different time frames on Cypher. I'm going to watch those this week. I don't have anything currently set up, but I might throw it on something.
Mm.
And then I have something else that I'm watching that it's typically more of a like a manual type trade,
Yeah.
because it's using a third party indicator. But I don't know when TradingView released this. It's been a while back where you can add multiple conditions. So used to you could just say that when if you're looking at an indicator when price does or this happens on an indicator, right? Now you can actually stack them. So if you have an indicator that gives you a buy alert, just as an example, you can tell it, you can stack your conditions and say that I want a buy alert on the 1, 3, and the 5 minute to all trigger at the same time, and then get me in a trade. So you can have multiple confluences. So it's just something that an indicator I've had for multiple years that
Ooh,
I've
so
been
like
watching it.
so like an old school if statement.
Yeah, basically.
Mm.
I've been watching it for like the past week, and I'm like, it looks like whenever this happens, that there's a good chance. And again, it's not looking for big moves. I currently have it running to a Top Step practice account on one NQ, just looking. It's either it's a $200 profit target or a $200 stop loss. So just kind of playing the odds that, more than 50% of the time when this triggers that you're going to win and be up at the end of it. So
I like that.
um,
Nice
just
and
trying to
mechanical.
just trying to collect some data, or if it seems like this is one that, even if it gets 4 or 5 trades, if most days you can end up a couple $100, just sets you a daily profit target of $200 and be done, and just take a few $100 out. But mainly, since it's not a strategy and I can't back test it, just mainly running it to try and collect some data and see what it looks like. So
Mm. You just said a second ago about running Cypher on a PT, on a daily PT. Are you not leaving it wild and free? Have I been doing this wrong?
well, no, my daily profit target is only because if I pass the eval.
Okay, got you.
I don't want to, even though Top Step basically essentially immediately passes you and you'll get the email.
Yeah.
Some of them that don't do it till the end of the day. I've passed
Ooh,
an eval midday before, and then all of a sudden you take a loss if it doesn't stop trading, and now you're back below your pass amount.
that's not cool.
So if I ever have because you could even think that in the middle of a trade, I passed the eval even though that trade hasn't made it all the way to profit, but I want it to just close out my profit, so I'm
Yeah,
passed and be done for the day. So I'm not setting a true daily profit target. I'm
yeah,
just saying I need $3,700 to pass.
got you,
If I hit $3,700, lock me out and stop trading, because I don't want to risk taking a loss that now makes me not pass it.
got you. That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Fredo, the only time I've seen running through my simulations for a daily profit target to make sense is when you have the daily loss limit the same as the daily profit target. And it's typically for like accounts that are a little trickier with their like daily loss limit, like maybe, and just it depends on the risk to reward for the strategy you're running. It depends on so many different aspects. Like you really have to like figure out the data on that one before you actually put a daily loss limit or a daily profit target.
Yeah, it just makes it even more difficult as well, doesn't it? It really does.
Well, yeah, and I definitely agree with that. But especially since some of these trade during the night while we're asleep, right?
Yeah,
If you end up being $300 away from passing your account, you don't want during the middle of the night you to be up $500, but it's still taking trades. And then when you wake up, you're only up $100, or now you're down $200.
So
So
you'll do that. You'll do that when you actually get the account itself. You'll put like an actual target on the account so it won't go over, and if it does hit, it just closes it out.
Yeah,
I've never done that.
not immediately, but once I get kind of close, right? 3,700 again. I think the best I saw last week was like $2,000. So I don't expect it to get 3,700 in a day, but especially when it gets like under $1,000 and I'm trading 5 MNQ, a win is $500. It's very possible that overnight, if it gets a couple trades, it could pass the account. I'm not awake and I'm not watching it. But then after it technically passes, if it goes on a losing streak of 3 trades, and then all of a sudden I'm back down, when if I would have had it stop when it was,
You'd be crying. Yeah.
So that's really the only time that I'll set them, just so it stops, because I'm not awake to stop my alerts. but because it has a daily profit target, whenever ClearEdge tries to send a signal to it, if I've set it to liquidate and block on Top Step, or if you set a profit target in Trade Evade, it'll do the same thing. Once that trade tries to come through, it'll reject the trade, and then ClearEdge is going to turn off that agent because it couldn't place the order. So that's the only time I'll do it. I don't expect it to hit tonight. If I happen to make, $500, $1,000 before close tomorrow, then I'll go in and adjust it to 2,700 or whatever the number needed to pass it is. But in general, if I'm not at that where I'm just trying to get my number to pass and then turn it off, then I'm just letting it run and do whatever it does.
All right, makes sense. I will definitely adapt and use your brain power on that one, because yes, I have done it, and do you know what? Stupidly, I've done it and made it even worse. Where I've been close, it would have passed, and then I've gone into a big drawdown, and then I've killed the account.
it especially sucks on an Apex account with the intraday trailing drawdown. You technically passed the account, but it didn't stop, and now you look up and you're like, you've lost $500 of your drawdown. When if it would have just stopped, you would have been done with it. So
it's ridiculous, isn't it? I hated those accounts so much.
Yep. I've done that several times. So
never again.
Never again. One of the things I wanted to point out on this VWAP trade, I think there's like a few people that signed up for VWAP, is this large stop can look kind of intimidating at first. So how many points is this? Okay, that stop's not bad.
They've been about 30 points, or that one's
like 45, 50.
Yeah.
But depending on the tier, it can be a lot bigger. Like this one has a 65 point stop loss if you're on beta tier. If you're on, let's see, no, those aren't bad. Okay, so most of them aren't bad. But if you get it on this beta tier and you get put into this trade where you have a 65 point stop loss, that can be pretty big, which is why these are built in to shrink up the stop loss. You can actually see when this got into profit, it shrunk that stop loss a bit. Like right here, you can see. Oh wait, no, not that one. I'm trying to find them. I might have my arrows turned off on this. Normally shows. Let's see. Going to style. All right. So now it will show at the top of my screen. I'm not seeing any right now. But typically when I was trading it on the older version, it was doing it quite a bit, or you see it right here. So there's a little purple arrow here, and you can see it completely got rid of the stop loss. So the stop loss was still there. It was just at break even. So you're in profit. Or this was anyways. I didn't get a good example there, but
we'll find one next time.
Yeah. Well, these settings just don't have very bad stop losses anyway. So 50 points is nothing for NQ. That's a pretty comfortable stop loss for me. I really don't like going under 50 points with automation. Can be way too tight, but all right, guys. Well, it is about that time.
Ooh.
You guys have anything to add?
Just want to have a look at the our coupons.
Yeah.
Have you got that up?
Yeah.
If anyone's looking, I say this every time. I'm going to say this every single time. Make sure you use a decent coupon or a decent money off voucher for these. These guys are the enemy. Take as much as you can get from them. We are talking about, we've been talking about burning accounts. Don't feel guilty about every single eval. Going and blowing through evals, because at the end of the day, the cheaper ones normally are the better ones because they are cheaper. Because it's going to take, especially when you first started, you know, you're going to blow through accounts. It's going to happen whilst you're learning how all these things work, the mechanics of how all these things work. That's why we want to do the interviews with the creators, you know, to talk about how to best size and talk about the best settings and so on and so forth. But you've got to learn some of that yourself. So when you're burning through evals, go for the cheap options. You know, get the best deals you can. You know, ClearEdge have gone through and they've done a little bit of research, got in contact with these guys so you can get the best deals available at the time. So use these and try and save a bit of money in the meantime.
Yep, and please like and subscribe the video if you're watching on YouTube. Share if you're on X. And we'll see you next time.
See you soon, guys.
Yep. Have a good one.